Hello, everybody. I hope you're ready for this, because we're going to start explaining the... Oh, I forgot my avatar was here. Okay. We're going to start explaining all of Kingdom Hearts. just all of it. Just all of it. And I am going to be having the YouTube audio library playing in the background. So there is something for you guys to listen to other than my voice. Okay, so before we even move on to explaining the lore, I figure I need to break this up into sections, right? So, first, I need to make a vocabulary list. Because not everything in Kingdom Hearts is what you might think it is. So first, we have the titular hearts. What do you think hearts are? I bet they're not what you think they are. Because that'd be too easy. Hearts, in the Kingdom Hearts sense, are... Hang on. Hearts are the essence of one's being. Now, they can take that form in several different ways. They can be made of the person's light, which is another vocabulary term we will be getting to. It can be taking the form of their darkness, which, again, is another one we will be getting to. It can also just be one's soul, depending on what the plot really needs it to be. However, before we move on from Hearts, I just want to state that Kingdom Hearts characters also have anatomical hearts, because they are confirmed human. They are separate from the hearts in, like, the name of the franchise, for some reason. And they serve the same purpose as an anatomical heart in the real world. So, I need to size that down because that took up way too much space. Hang on. Okay. So next up, we have probably the most obvious one to define. What is light? You'll hear it all throughout this explanation, and if we don't define it, it's a bit confusing, I will say that. I will give you that. For light, I'll use banana yellow. So light is the goodness within somebody. In someone. This can take the form of kind acts. Keeps doing that. I keep forgetting to do Shift Enter. It can take the form of innocence. And it can take the form of just, like, actual light. So that one's a bit weird. That one doesn't really happen often, but, like, you can see it happening once in a while, and it's a bit odd. Okay. So that is what light is. I gotta scale that down. Actually, I don't really have that many vocabulary terms, surprisingly, so we might be able to leave it like that. Lastly, we need to define what darkness is. And then we will define more terms as we come across them. So what is the darkness that is the core antagonist of the Kingdom Hearts franchise? Now, that is a tough question. Because it's just kinda... yes? Just pretty much anything bad/negative. So that can take the form of cruelty, being evil, literal lack of light. Essentially, darkness in any of its forms is the lack of Kingdom Hearts' definition of light. So, if you take away somebody's kind acts, innocence, just actual light, anything that could be considered good, I guess I should add that. Anything good from an objective sense that the series takes. If you take away that, you get darkness, essentially. I am going to scale down this border and rename it to vocabulary. Can't even see it. Vocabulary. Okay. So that is our vocabulary list so far. We will be expanding it as needs be. So onto the whiteboard. Hold on. Somehow that got detached from the whiteboard. That's weird. Why is Hearts not sticking? Okay, well, I guess it's just gonna have to stay there for now. So, at the core, right, we have Kingdom Hearts. So what is Kingdom Hearts? Kingdom Hearts is a game franchise, one that I really like. But Kingdom Hearts, as in what is Kingdom Hearts in Kingdom Hearts, is a collection of every heart in the universe. Like, in the in-game universe, any heart that has ever existed becomes a part of Kingdom Hearts. And that takes two forms. Kingdom Hearts can either take the form of... Can I change this? Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so that can take two forms. Either it takes... Just gotta attach this real quick. Either it takes the form... Let me see if I can find an image of it. Nope. Okay. So it can either take the form of a door. Hide bookmarks bar. Can I paste that into here? Yes, I can. Awesome. So Kingdom Hearts can either take the form of a door or a moon-like superstructure. And each of these have different properties and lore behind them. So basically, Kingdom Hearts can be whatever it needs to be for the theming or plot of the particular game we are referring to it in. How do I get one of these arrowless connectors? I don't know. I guess I'm just stuck with arrows. Oh, I just changed it. So Kingdom Hearts can either be a door or a moon-like superstructure. Essentially, for the door, it is big. Very big. It is door-like, as in it can open and it can close. It has... it is called the Door to Darkness. And, well, that is what it is called in, like, our world, which is the world of the light, which I will explain soon. And in the world of darkness, it is known as the Door to Light. So basically, in door form, Kingdom Hearts has the ability to transport one between the realms of light and darkness. Again, I will explain what those are in a bit. We just had to get the bare bones down now so we can get to that point later. So I'm just gonna write that down. Can transport one between the realms. I'm refraining from calling it the World of Light because I'm pretty sure that's Smash Bros. And not Kingdom Hearts. So I'm just referring to them as the Realm because I think that's what they referred to it as. It's been a while since I've played. In moon form, it is... that is not bluish, but okay. That is also just not the color I clicked on. It is also very big. Additionally, it is pretty much the actual moon, just of every world ever. Also, it is known as its true form in this state. So this is what Kingdom Hearts really looks like. I'm doing heavy air quotes here, but you can't see that because I don't have hands on this rig. It's very big, it's moon, it's in its true form, and it is the collection of every heart ever. Most villain plots in the franchise revolve around this form, so this is the more important form, lore-wise. There are some key moments that happen at both the doors to light and the door to light and the door to darkness, but that will come up later. There were several Keyblade wars surrounding and over this form, because essentially why were the Keyblade wars fought over Kingdom Hearts? Was it? Oh, right. It was because anyone who controls Kingdom Hearts controls all hearts. Because Deus Ex Machina. So that's fun. I'm already getting gassy and it's like 10 minutes in. Okay. I literally just explained what Kingdom Hearts is and have made no more progress than that. I'd be a lot better at explaining this if I didn't have to write it all down, but then you wouldn't have anything to look at other than the model and just watch the model slowly break. Okay, so what are the worlds of light and the world of darkness? that is the next question we need to answer. Realm of light. Can I change that to be something lighter? Yes. Realm of light. Realm of darkness. Okay. So, what are these planes? Also, I'm just going to add one more here in the middle ground color. Can I make it equidistant? Hang on, I'm just going to make it the same size as these ones. Which is hard because there's no snapping. Okay. Can I make it equidistant now? Or at least centered. There we go. So, this one, I'm not sure about it, right? But I'm pretty sure the Keyblade Graveyard is in a, like, middle realm, like, between the two. But I could be wrong on that. So again, don't quote me. This isn't like a theory video. This is me just actually explaining my understanding of the lore. Because I think it makes sense. But then again, I have sunk way too many hours into this franchise. So, the Realm of Light. It is the physical world. It additionally is a world where all non-heartless exist. And, well, I guess that's a bit overgeneralizing for this series. I'll do all asterisk, not all. It is a world where... Can you just let me do this thing? Where all non-heartless exist and prosper. Very temporarily. Like, that shuts down almost immediately. Temporarily. See, I don't get too used to the World of Light being a paradise filled and like totally equal paradise where everybody lives happily ever after, because that doesn't last long. The people in that paradise immediately ruin it. Keyblade Graveyard. Well, let's explain the Realm of Darkness first, because the Keyblade Graveyard is complicated, I will admit that. The Realm of Darkness, it's very simply put, is an anti-world. So essentially, any world from the Realm of Light, once it is consumed by darkness, again, I will explain that because that is, I guess, kind of weird and complicated. An anti-world in the sense that worlds end up, it expands as the Realm of Light contracts, and vice versa. That's pretty much all you need to know. It is also completely devoid of light in all senses. Completely devoid of light. So any being filled with light will slowly be filled with darkness just because it's so gosh darn dark. And any being filled with darkness will grow in power. The Keyblade Graveyard just kind of exists. That's all you really need to know about it for now until I start talking about like the actual story. It exists. That's for maybe sure. Right, hang on. Can I get them perfectly lined up? There we go. Connect those. Okay. So, the Realm of Light. The Realm of Light is broken up into several chunks. There is the physical worlds. So, I know I said it's the physical world, but that's because that's how it starts out. There is also the sleeping worlds. And, oh wait, hang on. The Keyblade Graveyard isn't the middle ground. The middle ground was the world that never was. The Keyblade Graveyard is in the World of Light. That's my bad. But yeah, it exists. That's for maybe sure. Is definitely applicable to the world that never was. Despite what its name says. It's a misnomer. Don't mind it. It's just going through some stuff. So we have the physical worlds, the sleeping worlds, and additionally we have the space between worlds. Each of these have their own properties and physics applied to them. Keep missing the part where they're equidistant. There we go. Let me just tether those real quick. Nope, I want the curvy one. Tether you. I will tether you. And I will tether you. So the physical worlds, I guess it would be easiest to go space between worlds first. So with the space between worlds, can I get like a galaxy color? Yeah, violet. That is not what I clicked on. Not being a huge fan of Lucid Spark right now. Okay, there we go. So space between worlds is just that. I guess none of these really exist until I explain what happened to the World of Light that I just keep ominously referring to. So let me clarify that. So in the beginning, there was light. And yeah, this is going to get pretty biblical because now that I think about it, Kingdom Hearts has a strangely high number of biblical undertones to it. So yeah, prepare yourselves. So in the beginning, there was light. And that light became... Oh, can I go down? Light became Radiant Garden. Anyone who is passingly familiar with this may know it from Kingdom Hearts 2, where Hollow Bastion becomes Radiant Garden, but that is incorrect. Hollow Bastion goes back to being Radiant Garden. So, Radiant Garden was a paradise. It's... Yeah. Get a nice turquoise. I guess aqua works too. It was a paradise. It was very pretty. Everything was blindingly light. There was just so much light. And eventually, from that light, hearts formed. So I guess that would go here. Hearts. Can I not tether this to anything? There we go. I need you to be an arrow. I need you to immediately stop being an arrow. So, it was a paradise that was filled with light, and it was very pretty. There were plants, pure water. All the worlds were connected. There were no worlds. It was all just Radiant Garden, all connected. It was pretty much the closest thing Kingdom Hearts has ever had to like an ultra peaceful coexistence and like world's peace. So from the light formed hearts. Hearts were initially pure manifestations of the light in Radiant Garden, if I understand correctly. And well, not the anatomical hearts, but the like metaphysical hearts, I guess you would call it. From the hearts, or eventually, humans formed from the hearts. Humans. They were benevolent creatures who seek only to learn and grow and be good people because they were only filled with light. There was no darkness at the time. No shadows, no nothing. But eventually factions formed, which I'm not going to explain the factions because I don't know the factions, because all I got of the factions was one movie in one of the bundles, and they are explained in depth in the mobile game, but you need to beat the mobile game like 5 times, and I only beat it 3 times before they took it off the App Store. So, I don't know the factions. All I know is that the humans eventually discovered Kingdom Hearts, and were like, I want that. So they started what's known as the Keyblade War. The first Keyblade War. Millions of Keyblade wielders died, which I will explain Keyblades in a second. Millions of Keyblade wielders died in what is now known as the Keyblade Graveyard. I don't remember what it was called initially. I could look it up because Google is right there, but at the same time, I don't feel like it. And yes, I do realize that right... where did I put it? I know I mentioned Keyblades somewhere. I might have, backspaced it. So the Keyblade War happened. Eventually, everybody lost, and then, Radiant Garden pretty much just went back to normal. Not much more happened, to be honest, up until the next major event in the timeline, which I will mark in gray. The beginning of darkness. And we will get back to that once we define... Or no, because I guess this didn't happen yet, because plot reasons. So I guess we can move on to the Realm of Darkness. No, because that didn't exist yet either. It was all just reading cards. I guess we have to keep going with the main storyline. Okay, so the beginning of Darkness, essentially, there was this dude, right? There was this dude, Ansem the Wise. Spoilers, image search. Jeez. Come on, man. Come on. Okay, so we have Ansem the Wise. Pretty sucky dude, all things considered. Like, the dude just ruined everything for everybody. He... Is that really a... I have no idea where to put the thing I want to put, because I don't even know how it's spelled. Hang on. What is the world Xehanort and Ericus is from? Again, this is a thing that was explained in, I think, the mobile game? But, like, I didn't play the mobile game long enough. The only part, like, the only lore I got from the mobile game was that Donald and Goofy crashed their gummy ship. And that was 3 playthroughs in. Can I... Is it just gonna tell me, or is the Kingdom Hearts wiki gonna play hard to get? I don't see it. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's this... I think I skipped, like, a major thing where there was what is known as, if I remember correctly, the land, the time of fairy tales. This section here is going to be very brief, and I'm not even going to put on the map because, like I said, I didn't play the one game it's from, and where it's only ever mentioned, other than Kingdom Hearts 3, but then Kingdom Hearts 3 just expects you to have played the several 1,000-hour-long mobile game. That is my biggest gripe with the series, is that the mobile game had lore to it. So, basically, there was a world that just had buildings everywhere, buildings on buildings, buildings in buildings, and there were these 2 kids playing chess, right? So we have, Xehanort's kid. Xehanort kid? Will that get me the result I'm looking for? So we have Xehanort kid, and we have... Where is it? Ericus kid. It's not how you spell Ericus. But it knows what I'm talking about! Let's go, Kingdom Hearts, with really weird spellings. So these 2.
These two like playing chess. They like playing wizard's chess. They like playing all kinds of chess. There's a special kind of chess that's like 3D chess in the Kingdom Hearts world. I don't know the name of it. The wiki just said it, but I didn't remember. Because I'm pretty sure it was only mentioned in the mobile game. These two like playing chess. Very symbolic chess about future events that neither of them really know about at this point. This kid might, but might not. But like, darn it, I put another. There's a pretty big time gap in between humans and Keyblade War. That might be very important for Kingdom Hearts 4. So it's probably bad that I'm leaving out, but again, the only story explanation I got from it was a movie that I slept through, because it was all just politics. Basically, these different factions that started the Keyblade War amongst themselves, there was one person leading them, who always wore a cloak. We're not supposed to know who it is. But he had the exact same Keyblade as this little whiny boy. And he is able to see into the future because of the eye that's set into his Keyblade that was given to him by some other person in a mysterious cloak who we never get to know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, he kind of sets his disciples against each other. They start the Keyblade War for control of Kingdom Hearts. They all fail. And the beginning of darkness. By that dude. Spoiler alert. Let me just scale Ericus and Xehanort down because they're not important right now. And they won't be important for a while. So, Mr. Ansem the Wise here. Technically, he hasn't done his experiments. Wait, so, hold up. What did break the worlds apart? I thought... Okay, so I was almost absolutely sure that it was the introduction of Darkness and Heartless to Radiant Garden that shattered it into the various worlds you see in the games. But, like, we have prequel games where this guy hasn't made his fatal mistake yet and is, like, about to. And we still go to separate worlds. What's with that, Kingdom Hearts? What's with that, Ansem? Let's just pretend I know what I'm doing here, because that's the whole gimmick. So he comes along, and he does some experiments with Darkness and his disciples. There are not 13 of them. Hang on. How many students did Ansem the Wise have? I know all the bare... 5, okay. So he had 5 apprentices. I know the bare bones, and I know the gist, and I know the characters, I just am bad at numbers. 5 students who all pretty much just did whatever he said for a while, because none of them are really that bright, to be honest. I'll say it. Ansem and his students are kind of dumb. Wait, hold up. Did that 5 include who I think it is? 5 students. How many kids did Ansem... No. How many students did Ansem the Wise have? Okay, so yeah, he had 5 students, and their names we will figure out later, because I don't want to have to do that exact same Google search again, because I just saw it and I do not remember, but I will set up 5 sticky notes, because they will be very important coming up. That's going to get very messy. Hang on, let me move that last one up. Okay, so you had 5 students. And then a mysterious 6th one. A mysterious 6th one appears. I guess I should mention that during this chapter, we get to meet Xehanort. But like, this is totally not the same Xehanort from before, guys. Don't worry, it's definitely not the same person. Don't worry about it. So yeah, there's this guy, Xehanort. He's friends with a dude named Ericus. This dude. Definitely not the same Ericus. Don't worry, guys. It's fine. Why did I decide to make a Kingdom Hearts lore defense video? I don't think anybody's even watching. Also, the Twitch overlay just doesn't want to work for some reason, so that's fine, I guess. Really? It's gonna tether to him because he has transparent background? Sure. Tether it to Xehanort's hand, then. Tether this one to Ansem? No? Okay. So there are these two guys, right? They are both Keyblade Masters. I'm just gonna put a small little sticky note. Actually, no, I'm not gonna use a sticky note. I'm just gonna use a text box. So this one, Master Xehanort. This one, no. Xbox. Text box, thank you. Master Ericus. Kiss. Don't quote me on those spellings because I could be wrong and I probably am. So they're old friends. And completely separate to that. Right? So they're old friends, and Master Xehanort is visiting his old friend Master Ericus to watch Master Ericus's students take their Mark of Mastery exam, which is what a Keyblade wielder has to go through to become a Keyblade Master. It's like a whole martial arts thing. Kingdom Hearts Terra. Please don't give me spoilers for the plot. Good little search engine. So we have Terra. We have Kingdom Hearts. I have to put Kingdom Hearts in front of it because their names are just Latin words. Aqua. Again, please don't give me spoilers for story. Thank you. Very nice, very nice. Huge Aqua fan. And we have Kingdom Hearts Ventus. I was also kind of worried it would give me spoilers. Speaking of spoilers, none of these people have anything go well for them ever. So yeah. Ventus is not actually taking his mark of mastery, but he is there to watch Aqua and Terra take their marks of masteries. Because Ventus is just a really supportive friend. So then they're sparring, and Terra, right? Terra gets desperate because Aqua is winning and only one of them can pass. So he gets... Oh, darn, that's a big one. He gets angry. And, I mean, he doesn't really get angry. He just kind of gets mildly frustrated at his own lack of skill. And so Master Xehanort sees that, right? And he's like, "Mwah, ha 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 ha, because I am not evil." Look at how bald and maniacal laughter I'm always doing. And we see... Hang on. Can I... Really? That erases everything behind it? That's kind of dumb. We see something weird going on with Master Xehanort's hands. Gee, I hope he's not doing anything weird. And then immediately afterwards, right, we see something weird going on with... Oh, wait, no. We see something weird going on with Terra's hands. Sorry, I put it on the wrong hand. And Terra looks down, realizes that he's somehow manifesting darkness because... I guess he's had this problem in the past? I guess Terra has just always been evil? And so he shoves it down because he wants to be a Keyblade wielder of light and be a good guy, not a bad guy. Bad guys suck. And so he keeps sparring with Aqua. But Master Ericus isn't happy. He saw that and he was like, "Hey, Terra." So he was like, "Okay, so Aqua, you passed." Actually, I don't even have to make him not happy. He's just always never happy. So Aqua wins, and Ventus cheers, and Terra's like, "Okay, I won too, right? I did pretty well." And he's like, "Well, you woulda." That's my attempt at a trophy. But like, you kind of did the one thing we've been trying to teach you not to do. So, no, you didn't win. You completely failed the test. And so Terra gets really pissed off and just kind of leaves. He just kind of like walks away. So Ven follows him, but not being stopped by a mysterious masked stranger. You're gonna see the name of said stranger because I need to type it in. I need to. Please don't give me story spoilers. Of course he gave me the story spoilers. He is stopped by a mysterious masked stranger with several eyes on his Keyblade because one eye wasn't enough. So he stops. Initially, the fight got pretty intense, so and Ven tries to rush in, but these two like glare at him to get him to stop because I forgot to mention that. So yeah, he goes to rush after Terra, but this mysterious masked stranger stops him and just kind of like stares at him before Ven pushes past him to go be with his boyfriend. They're not canonically boyfriends, but like, I ship it. Either that or Ven's just a huge Terra fan. That could just be it. And so Terra's like, "I need to train. I need to be better. I'm Batman." And so Ven's feelings are pretty hurt because his boyfriend and or hero and or friend just up and left him. He got into his... He got into his special Keyblade armor and then rode away on his Keyblade. And so, yeah, he zooms off to go adventure. I completely broke from the format I was doing, but this is just so much more fun for me, so I don't have to keep typing. And so Ven is just kind of standing there, like, what? Why would he leave me? And Aqua finally comes to her senses. Well, she was originally going to rush after Terra, but like Master Ericus stopped her and told her that she has to go check on stuff for him because she's this little errand girl now that she passed and is now a master. Because apparently that just makes her even more of a student, even though she is literally now an equal to him. But yeah, Terra runs out, and Aqua runs out and sees Ven standing there upset. And before she can like comfort him, he gets into his Keyblade armor. Ventus armor. He gets into his Keyblade armor and flies away to a different world, depending on which one you pick to play first as Ventus. And so Aqua's just left kind of standing there awkwardly, and she's like, well, fine, if both of my friends are gonna run away from their problems, I'll just do my actual job then. Because Aqua is the only mature one in the series so far. Aqua armor. And also, like, her Keyblade armor is just so pretty. So they go off and do their own thing, right? So they're gallivanting about, beating down... Oh, wait, I should introduce their enemies. So, what was Master Ericus talking to Aqua about? You may be asking. Well, his old friend, Yen Sid... His old friend Yen Sid had called him on their magic mirror. Definitely not a phone. And I guess it makes more sense because they're standing like that. And was like, yo, Ericus, buddy, there's some problems. There's a lot of negativity going around lately. Really harsh in the vibes. And the Unversed are really acting up. So I guess now I have to go back to the vocabulary section and explain what Unversed are, unfortunately. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what the Unversed are. Like, the game really tries to explain it, but it just sounds like their exact same definition as Heartless. So, let me get their logo. Because now we're dealing with, like, actual characters and not just vague terminology. So, this is the Unversed. Unversed. So, they are manifestations of pure negativity. Which you may be asking, hey, isn't that just what darkness is? Yeah, that's just what darkness is. You got me there. So pure negativity is the Unversed. And basically, they just kind of make people vaguely upset, whereas, like, darkness actually makes them evil. Like, you can't turn evil just because some Unversed got to you. You'll just be kind of, like, pissed off for the day. You'll just have a really bad day. So they're kind of just a minor nuisance. So yeah, they're really harsh in the vibe, making everybody kind of mildly angry. And Ericus is like, okay, Aqua, go, take care of that for me. I'm busy doing absolutely nothing. So Aqua's like, okay, if my friends are just going to run off anyway, I'll go do my job. And so these three are gallivanting about, taken down Unversed. Occasionally, they'll meet up for like a big boss, because in this game that they're from, you play as each of them. Like, you play the game 3 times, and each playthrough you play as a different one of them, because they all have their own stories. But for the most part, they are all separate and rarely interact. I will not explain the intricacies of how they play, because this is not a video, or this is not a stream about playing Kingdom Hearts. It is a stream about the story of Kingdom Hearts. And we still got a long way to go. So if we make another couple parts, maybe I'll do some streams of just like explaining it. But I feel like it would just make more sense to just play them on stream for that. So eventually we'll play the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise on stream, because I adore this franchise so much. But yeah, to say long story short, eventually they meet up at the Keyblade Graveyard, the place I mentioned earlier, and the place where the Keyblade War happened. And they're like, wow, this is a weird place. Pretty spooky, if you ask me. Keyblade Graveyard. That's where I've written Keyblade before, and I did backspace it because I replaced it with the World That Never Was. Okay. So they meet up there, and for some reason, right, they look up, and they see someone suspicious here. Oh, also, during Aqua's story, she finds out that Master Xehanort has been behind literally everything. Just being the worst person ever. Can you let go, Arrow? Chill. So Master Xehanort appears with his glowy darkness hands, standing atop a really, really tall rock pillar. I will represent that by a orange sticky note. Actually, no, a series of orange sticky notes. Because I have no life. This will take forever, but I promise it'll be a funny gag. There we go. So they look up, and they're like, whoa! Because, obviously, Aqua hasn't had time to fill them in. I don't think. It's been a while since I played literally the ending of one of their stories. So they're like, whoa, dude, why are you up there? And he's like, whoa, I've been evil the whole time, and summons the true Kingdom Hearts, which is actually what this picture is from, I believe. Also, this is like the opening cinematic of the game, so like everything, all the plot twists and everything were just spoiled. Like the moment you boot up the game. So that was a weird decision. And Vanitas is like standing next to him and jumps down to go fight Ven, because apparently part of Master Xehanort's grand plan was to have these two fight each other, because apparently, as we find out slightly earlier in the game, Ven and Vanitas are the same person? So Vanitas. This kind of showed up when I searched for the image earlier. Oh, wait. No, I searched for Vanitas. Okay, so here's Vanitas, right? And here's Ventus. They have a passing similarity, I guess, which in this game which in this series, if they have passing similarity, that just means they are the same person. If anybody in Kingdom Hearts 4 looks anything like Sora, it's because they're Sora. Major plot twist spoilers. Kinda, I guess. Kingdom Hearts 3 really beats you over the head with that fact of just like half the cast ends up looking like Sora. So these two are apparently the same person, but Vanitas was extracted from Ventus's heart, and is just the darkness half because Master Xehanort needed Keyblade wielders of pure light and pure darkness, to fight to form the Keyblade. Which you may be wondering, don't they all have Keyblades? No. You're wrong, and the series would say that you probably have not been paying attention. That is not a... And the series would say you've probably not been paying attention. This is the Keyblade. Not the Keyblade, but the Keyblade. Spelled, obviously, as Keyblade. So that's how you spell key. Don't question it. Can I, like, shift this up some... No, it's just stuck at that 12 point forever. Okay, there we go. So this is the Keyblade. As opposed to... Hang on. A Keyblade. Of course it gives me ultimate weapon. Keyblade. So basically, while Keyblades are weapons formed out of pure light or darkness, the Keyblade is the ultimate weapon and is the key to Kingdom Hearts. Keyblade. There are millions of Keyblades. There is only one Keyblade. So yeah, when a being of pure light and a being of pure darkness fight each other with Keyblades, they forge the Keyblade, which will allow Master Xehanort to take over all of Kingdom Hearts. So that happens, just actually, like, they actually form the Keyblade, and Vanitas wins the battle, so Ventus gets knocked out, and then... Oh, also, at some point, Ven is just, like, frozen solid. No, I'll probably get copyright struck if I play the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep opening scene, but it's a pretty good cinematic. Aqua comes in with Mickey because she befriended Mickey. Mickey in this is a adventurer who happens to also be a king, training under Yensid, so kinda just like Aqua's equal. Not really. Sorry. Mickey is kind of Ventus's equal, but still has to answer to Aqua because she is a master. So Mickey and Aqua fight Vanitas while he has the Keyblade, the like strongest weapon ever forged, and they somehow win just with like the power of friendship. And shatter the Keyblade somehow again. And so Master Xehanort's like, "Oh no, my plan, it has failed." But little did they know, he had a backup plan. I'll explain why I had so many backups on there later. Where he has been slowly infecting Terra's mind with himself, and filling him with darkness. So after the battle, Terra flies away to go sulk like a dark person does. And we end up at Radiant Garden, right where the story started. And Terra is fighting off. I forgot what Terra is fighting off when Aqua finds him, but Aqua comes back and is like, "Yo, Terra, what's up? And why'd you storm off like that? We didn't even do anything this time, bro." And Terra's like, I don't remember the scene. I'll be completely honest with you. It only happens during Terra's and Aqua's runs, and Aqua is the hardest character to play, and Terra is just too boring for me, to be honest, because he's so easy. Oh, yeah. So, I don't remember the scene, but I remember Terra gets swallowed into the Realm of Darkness, and as he's doing so, he is slowly becoming Terranort. This. He's becoming this. Let me remind you that he does not look like this. Because it's been a while since we've seen his face. He looks like Terra Kingdom Hearts. He looks like this. He has brown hair and blue eyes. So, there's been some changes. Changes are very common. So yeah, in order to... Oh, right, he was battling himself. Because he felt Xehanort taking over. So he goes into the Realm of Dark. He gets swallowed by the Realm of Darkness as he's trying to fight off Master Xehanort, and Aqua jumps in after him because, like, I don't know, he didn't explain the situation at all. So that leads into the next game, which I need to take a quick break before I explain that. Also, Ven is just kind of dead. They just kind of locked Ven up, but we don't know where he is yet, because we're not supposed to know where he is yet. We'll get to that in Kingdom Hearts 3. Let me just quickly box all of this, because this is all in one game. This here was Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Ugh. Okay. Oh wait, hang on. No, because I'll count this as the next game, because they kind of just bleed together. So, yeah, I need to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Also, I realized the music has been playing for a while. I will start that back up again. I am back. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I'm sorry that this stopped being a flowchart and very quickly just devolved into a puppet show. But like I just don't feel like typing today. So yeah. So yeah, I hope you're ready for Kingdom Hearts 2. Hang on, let me check the official title of it, because I have it, and it's like right over there. Should turn my lights on. It's getting a bit dark in my room. I thought I have it. I'm pretty sure I played through this game. It was very short. A little disappointing. There's Kingdom Hearts 2, there's Kingdom Hearts, there's 2.5, there's 1.5. Wasn't it in 2.5? No. Well, I don't know right now what I did with it, so I will figure that out later. But that just means I have to Google search it. Kingdom Hearts, I think it was 2.8. Okay, so you're gonna hate me, and I do realize that this does sound like the Kingdom Hearts title everybody would meme about. But I promise this one's like the worst one, and then most of them aren't this bad. So in the package, so Kingdom Hearts does a lot of bundle packages of they usually have remasters and new installments and movie adaptations of previous installments. But in the compilation package of Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, the thing that was released as Kingdom Hearts 3 was wrapping up development to try to get people back hyped for it, because it had been 12 years since any installment had been made. In there was a short game, I guess you could call it, called Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. Now you may be thinking to yourself, gee, that sounds very similar to Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. That's because it's a direct sequel. And then a fragmentary passage is because there are so many time skips, but also maybe not, because the Realm of Darkness is weird. And we can't really judge it by the terms of light world time, because they flow at different rates. So, I mean, it was a 2-hour game. It very well could have been just 2 hours for Aqua. But yeah, in this Birth by Sleep game, you only play as Aqua. You don't play as Ventus or Terra, because Terra is now evil and Ventus is now dead. Again, spoilers, I mean, you clicked on a stream called... What did I name the stream? Kingdom Hearts Lore Breakdown. Yeah, I feel like that
I feel like you should have known what you got to get yourself into. Kingdom Hearts. I'm just changing the stream category. Oh, sorry, hang on. I got the name wrong. Ooh, that's some chill beats. It's Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, because trust me, this makes sense. It just doesn't make sense right now. So Kingdom Hearts 0 is Birth by Sleep because it takes place before the first Kingdom Hearts game. It's a prequel game. And so this game takes place right after 0, but before 1. And it's like a fifth of a normal game's duration. So you play as Aqua, adventuring through the realm of darkness and exploring it, looking for Terra, who, for you just saw sink into the realm of darkness looking like that, and being like, Aqua, you gotta get away from me. I'm not me. And not really giving much more explanation. So she goes through, adventuring through various, very familiar worlds for anybody who played Birth by Sleep, because I gotta explain what it means for a world to fall to darkness now. I was really hoping I didn't have to define these yet, but I guess we're back to the flowchart. The space between worlds, pretty much just literally that. It's between worlds. It's between worlds. There's a huge expanse of it, but normally it's only survivable via either Keyblade travel, which is like they hop on their Keyblade like a speeder from Star Wars, or you can travel it by Gummy Ship, which it's okay. I think the Gummy Ship levels are very underrated. They're very good as far as Unreal shooters go. I'll just use the High Wing as a example, Gummy Ship. Not much to say about the space between worlds. It's just kind of there. Not much story takes place in it, other than it explains why they need armor, because they're doing Keyblade travel, so they don't have the Gummy Ship to protect them from, like, cosmic radiation and stuff. They need their little armor thing. Oh, also these things that are on their arms when they're not in armor form is the armor. They just kind of like tap the shoulder button right here. None of these pictures really show it that well, but there's like a button that they like punch and it like expands over them. It's pretty cool. I like the designs. The physical worlds are next. They are living beings. I'll take a mustard yellow. Physical worlds, living beings. I will define what a living being is now, but for now you just gotta know that physical worlds are living beings and thus have living being properties. So living beings have hearts. They have... Can I like scale this down, actually? So I'm slowly running out of space here. Living beings have hearts. They have light/darkness, and they can fall to darkness. Can fall to darkness. Those are the qualifiers for what makes a living thing in the Kingdom Hearts universe. And living in physical worlds have all of those aspects to them. essentially, it's so hard to think when I'm dragging arrows because this program I'm using is not well designed at all. So like you have to like try to finagle past arrows to get to the snapping point, and it's just so much of a nuisance. I wish I didn't have to do it for the flowchart. But yeah, so that is what makes a living being. Physical worlds are living beings. Physical worlds also have what are called keyholes, which are the doorways to their hearts instead of just having their just having their hearts out in the open like any commoner. Keyholes can be locked or unlocked to prevent or allow the worlds to fall to darkness and be like taken over by Heartless, which again I will describe what a Heartless is when they actually exist in the franchise. But once a keyhole is unlocked, the space between worlds forms a gummy ship corridor. Actually, just a corridor in general, because Keyblade travelers can use it too. It forms a safe passageway for anything to get across between unlocked worlds. Locked worlds are shut off and cannot be accessed. Additionally, physical worlds can fall asleep. We'll get into that when we get into the Dream Eaters. But yeah, once any living being is taken over by the darkness, like the darkness invades their heart and they just can't fight it back anymore, and they run out of their light. They either become a Heartless, capital Heartless, or if they're a world, they get sent to the realm of darkness. Sorry, I also just can't talk and type at the same time. Like, my brain just shuts down and I cannot do it. Normally I can if I'm talking to, like, somebody, like, in the room, but I cannot stream and type at the same time. I swear, it's just a train wreck. I wish this wasn't so hard. Okay. So, basically, after the events of Birth by Sleep, for some reason, all these worlds that they were visiting were falling to darkness. I wonder why. Can't be anything about the fact that Master Xehanort was manipulating Terra into increasing the number of Unversed that were roaming around, and then inevitably increasing the number of Heartless once they came around. Couldn't be that. But yeah, Aqua's like, why are all these places look so familiar? Wait a second, I know this place. I was just there. Fight yourself, literally, several times. Let me see if I can find Kingdom Hearts Mirror Aqua. There, that's the best picture I can find. She fights her own reflection because, like, it's a metaphor about, like, self-doubt and how unsure she is on her own, like, on her own morals, and how stubborn she is to help and find her friends. But since this is Kingdom Hearts and it's in a world made of just pure evil, the reflection and metaphor becomes physical and evil and attacks her and just slings the most amazing insults the entire time. Like, I'm not even being ironic. I genuinely love that fight. It's just like, there we
Aqua is no longer wearing her helmet. At some point, she gets cat ears, but that's probably just not canon. That's probably just because I equipped cat ears on her, because that game had customization options for some reason. And so eventually she finds Terranort and is like, "Yo, Terra, you're looking pretty different." And Xehanort's playing it up like, "Hey, yeah, I don't know what happened. Let's go home." And all of a sudden, as he goes to kill Aqua and like stab her in the back, he stops, and you see a ghost Terra. Can I find Kingdom Hearts Ghost Terra? No. Okay. But can I find out on Google? Kingdom Hearts Ghost Terra. I really hope I don't find anything like bad. Heart Terra? Would it be Heart Terra? It's technically the manifestation of Terra's heart. No? Okay. So yeah, all of a sudden, Terra's heart stops Xehanort and is like, "Aqua, you gotta get out of here. That's not me." And Aqua's like, "What are you talking about?" Because Aqua's a little dense despite being the only mature one so far. And sorry, I'm slowly starting to realize why everybody says this series is so complicated. How long have I been streaming for? I have been streaming for an hour and a half, and I'm only 2 games in. I mean, I'm sure like half of it has just been me stumbling over my words, but still. That's a little nuts. Ooh, that's a nice beat. I like that. But yeah, Terra stops himself and Xehanort from controlling his heart long enough for Aqua to get out of there. But actually not, because she gets lost. And as much as I'd like to say that's the end, the worst boss fight is coming up. So Terra shows, well, not Terra, sorry, Aqua. That's just gonna copy the text too. So Aqua finds Mickey, right? Can I just drag him down from earlier? I don't care enough at this point. Or did I delete him? Okay. So Aqua finds Mickey, and he's like, "Ha! You gotta help me, Terra!" I can't do a Mickey voice right now. I hear music pumping into my ears and need to focus to do my Mickey voice. "You need to help me, Terra, huh?" He's for some reason trying to close the door to light, and so that neither of them can get out. Terra doesn't, and Aqua doesn't understand why, because we don't know yet. But yeah, Mickey is trying to seal their only way out, and they're on a very familiar-looking island that we will figure out soon, because I'm gonna go to Kingdom Hearts 1 next. I am not doing Kingdom Hearts Key yet, because again, I don't know the story. I'm also not doing Union Cross, because mobile game. So they fight a tower of the weakest Heartless ever. Just 1,000 of them, and somehow that's difficult. And eventually Aqua stalls long enough for Mickey to shut the door that's 50 times his height. with a mysterious kid with a Keyblade on the other side. So Aqua is then very sad because she has no way out, right? And Mickey just leaves to go look for some weirdo named Riku or whatever. And so Aqua's kind of left on her own. And so I'm just gonna put down some foreshadowing. I'm just gonna put some foreshadowing. Can I lower opacity? You know what? The foreshadowing will be her body. Because I can't do fancy Photoshop tools on a new program with no heads up. So yeah, a little bit of foreshadowing. Moving on, let's track back a bit, because that took literally all of Sora's life in 2 hours. That's how different the Realm of Light and Realm of Darkness have time-wise. I do gotta explain the takeover of the Heartless if I want to explain Sora. No, I don't, because I can explain Kid Sora. Okay, so, at some point, Ven and Terra individually go to a place, a world, a vacation spot, whatever you want to call it, called Destiny Islands. They go to this place. A beautiful beach getaway on a secluded island. That's not all of Destiny Islands. Why did it give it just a blank horizon? There's more to Destiny Islands. Hang on. Because that's not even where Sora lives. That's just the play island. That's like the playground. Okay, hang on. Let me lump all of this together. So, Terra and Ven go to Destiny Islands, which is where, specifically this island, but like, I was just mad that the picture didn't show the fact that there is actually civilization. It's not just the playground. And they each find a different kid. Well, technically, Terra finds 2 kids. So Kid Sora. So Terra gets there first, and he finds a little boy named Sora. And a little boy named Riku. Sora's a clueless idiot who reminds him of Ven. And Riku just kind of defends him about everything, and it kind of just seems like they're kind of into each other. So, obviously, since Terra is very clearly into Ven, he feels hard for Riku, and is like, "Yo, dude, I hereby grant you the blessing of being a Keyblade wielder when you grow up." Riku has no idea what this weird magic man is telling him, but it's just like, yeah, sure, as long as I can protect my boyfriend. And
Sora's like, Riku, come on, you said you'd play with me. And Riku's like, okay, and then says goodbye to Terra and leaves. And then Terra leaves. Shortly after, Ven arrives on Destiny Islands and finds out that Riku and that Terra had already been there and they missed him. Salty, and finding out that Terra already blessed somebody to become a Keyblade wielder, he blesses Sora because, again, they look the same. Saying that he should watch out for Riku and make sure Riku doesn't fall to the darkness. Sora has no idea what this kid is talking about, but, like, he wants to protect his boyfriend, so he says sure. So eventually, these two grow up along with their friends, Kid Kairi. Did Kairi have a kid for him? Wait, no, they didn't. They didn't grow up with Kid Kairi. Kid Kairi is... Okay, so I forgot to mention this. In Birth by Sleep, Aqua comes across this kid named Kairi who really cares about flowers and doesn't really have much personality other than just being immediately attacked by Unversed. So Aqua blesses Kairi to be able to wield a Keyblade when she grows up to defend herself. Spoilers, Aqua. But yeah, eventually, Kairi ends up on Destiny Islands, lost and with amnesia. She doesn't remember anything. So Riku and Sora kind of welcome her into their friendship, and they just kind of have a blast. They become best of buds, and eventually more people join the friend group, like Final Fantasy characters, such as Tidus from Final Fantasy X, Selphie, Kingdom Hearts Selphie, not some random kid. Selphie from Final Fantasy, I don't know because I didn't play it. And kid, what's his name? Hang on. Wakka. Kid Wakka from Final Fantasy. Kid Wakka Kingdom Hearts. Really? You guys have Kid Tidus, but not Kid Wakka? Kid Wakka Kingdom Hearts. Come on, guys. King Wakka and Kid Wakka. It's Wakka, but a kid. See, if I remember correctly, Kid Wakka and Kid Tidus are, like, best friends, and they joined because they want to play with Sora and Riku. And I think they actually might have joined before Kairi showed up. But Selphie thought Riku and Sora were kind of lame, and only showed up because Kairi started hanging out with them, and Selphie was like, oh, Kairi's pretty. So yeah, that happened. Don't ask how Tidus and Wakka eventually end up in completely different eras in their Final Fantasy games. I guess that just goes to show that Final Fantasy games and Kingdom Hearts games are really just totally unrelated. But yeah, they all go and have a blast. This is in, I'll call it Kingdom Hearts 0.1
era. So this is before Fragmentary Passage, but after Birth by Sleep. So yeah, they just have a blast. They play together, and eventually Riku gets into his head that stranger he met and that Sora met another stranger weren't from the mainland of Destiny Islands. He knows everybody from Destiny Islands, and he doesn't recognize them. So that must mean he's from somewhere else. But they've never known anywhere else than Destiny Islands. But Riku thinks back to a common legend told in every world of the Kingdom Hearts universe, probably from the land of, and probably from the time of Fairy Tales, when all the worlds were Radiant Garden and weren't split up into the physical worlds. He thinks back and remembers to a legend of how every star in the night sky is a different world. And so, putting that legend and his own experience together, he realizes those strangers who talked to Riku and Sora, because Riku saw Sora get blessed, those strangers must have been from one of those other worlds. So he figures, since he's never seen anybody actually sail into Destiny Islands, and has never seen anything across the horizon of Destiny Islands, that the way off of Destiny Islands must be to just keep on sailing. Just past the horizon. It'll surely drop off or something, and you'll be able to get to somewhere else other than this little island, right? So he goes and... I'm sorry, this face is just so sad, and I love it. I love Riku. And so he encourages Sora and Kairi and riles them up and is like, we need to figure this mystery out. And they play along because they're really good friends. These three just kind of think he's full of garbage. But they play along too because they just want to play with Sora and Kairi, respectively. And they build a raft. And canonically, they run Sora and Riku have always been competitive in their play. And Riku, shortly before departure, tells Sora, hey Sora, let's do a foot race. And whoever can reach the Pow Pow fruit on the opposite side of the island first can share it with Kairi and can also, well, whoever can reach the Pow Pow fruit first and get back to the starting line will be able to share the fruit with Kairi and will get to name the raft. And so Sora's like, okay, not knowing what a Pow Pow fruit does. Kairi and Riku, however, know very well the legend of the Pow Pow fruit. I think it's the Pow Pow fruit. If it's not, just think of whatever the actual name of it is. It's... Sure, it's the Pow Pow fruit. Kingdom Hearts Pow Pow fruit. Right? Yeah, it's the Pow Pow fruit. I knew it. That is a very small picture. So, whoever shares a Pow Pow fruit with someone will have their destiny changed so that it is forever intertwined with the person they share it with. It's usually interpreted in the Kingdom Hearts universe as in like a romantic sense, like they'll be in love with you and you'll live happily ever after forever. So canonically, Riku wins just because he is good. Like he's actually just really hard to beat in your first playthrough. So he gets to name it, and he names the raft the Highwind. And he teases Sora about how now Kyrie will be his forever instead of Sora's. And Sora's like, wait, what? And because Sora's dense. Like, you can see in this fan art that Sora is dense. And so then Riku just kind of laughs and tosses the Pow Pow fruit to Sora and is like, here, share this with Kyrie. She'll appreciate it. And so Sora's like, okay, thanks. And so he does that, and he has forever changed the way Kingdom Hearts will play. So the next day, as Sora is going to bed, so Sora goes to bed early to get ready for the big departure the next morning. But he is waking up in the middle of the night, and he looks outside his window. And I cannot continue this without telling you how these events took place. So let's get back to the development of Heartless, shall we? How much time are we at? We're at coming on 2 hours. We can keep going. It's only 2 o'clock. So, hang on. Ansem the Wise students. Braig, Dylan, Evan, Alice, Ian's. Braig. No, that's Braid. No! Braig. Ienzo. Alias. I think that's how you spell it? Alias. Really? Alias? I never... You'll figure out why that's funny later. Ian's. Evan. Forgot Evan. Evan and Ian. So I already did Ian. So what? Dylan. Forgot Dylan. I don't know how I forgot Dylan. Oh, I know, because Dylan sucks. And then so as Ansem the Wise is teaching his students about the matters of the heart and what he has studied extensively for his entire career and has gotten much renown across Radiant Garden, he finds a new student show up out of the blue. And he doesn't know this one. Like, this one says that they have amnesia and just kind of shows up saying they feel like they're supposed to be there. And so, Ansem, why is this being so difficult? Just let me... Fine. Just make it freeform then. So they show up saying they have amnesia and that they feel like they're supposed to be there. So Ansem the Wise takes them under his wing. And eventually he comes to notice that they're different from the others. They're a lot more curious about the matters of of the heart and experiments with this weird thing called darkness. And eventually the student names themselves Xehanort. I spelled Xehanort wrong. That's gonna bug me if I don't fix it. And so Xehanort slowly starts getting more and more experimental with the already very experimental experiments that Ansem is doing with hearts. And it's starting to cross some ethical boundaries. So Xehanort
tells all of his students, just as a blanket rule, let's just stop. Let's stop. You guys are crossing the line. So most of them agree, and they're like, yeah, that sounds reasonable. We're sorry. But Xehanort is like, no, you got us into this, so we're gonna keep doing this. And he's a very charismatic individual. And so, hang on. Before I continue, I just want to see if I can find pictures of him. Greg. I'm not going to do an impression of each because I just don't care enough. And a Bragg impression would be pretty funny, but I don't care. Also, I'm just going to give up on the lines for now because I am getting tired of them and they're way too buggy. Ienzo is my favorite. Just a little guy. We have Alias. Alias. So I should mention, just as character reference, they all, some of them do have jobs outside of just being a student. They have a part-time job because they're students. Evan Kingdom Hearts. I hate Evan. Evan's the worst. If Ienzo's the best, if Ienzo's the best, Evan's the worst. And then we have Dylan. Dylan Kingdom Hearts. So you may have noticed that 3 of the 5 of them are dressed in uniform. They have a weird heart logo on their chest and gloves, and they seem to be some kind of guardsmen, right? That's because they work for the actual, they're part-time guardsmen for Radiant Garden itself. They are the police force. That would be Bragg, Alias, and Dylan. Dylan is a spearman. Alias has a hammer, I think. And Bragg is a sniper. So, yeah. So, Xehanort, hang on. Student Xehanort. So Xehanort is a very charismatic individual, and you may recognize them, but you also may not. That's all I'm going to say. They're a very charismatic individual, and in their resistance against Ansem the Wise, nobody overtly agrees with them. When they're like, you made us start this, we're going to finish it. Everybody's like, no, we probably shouldn't. And so he kind of backs down a bit. But behind Ansem's back, he keeps doing it. And slowly the others find out, and he convinces them one by one to help him and keep it on the down low. And so eventually they manage. So I should say, what Ansem was doing when he was researching hearts was he was researching this substance called darkness's effect on hearts. And what he managed to create was what is known as a pureblood Heartless. The best example of which is the classic Shadow. Not Shadow the Hedgehog, but the Heartless type known as a Shadow. And I guess it's really a Shadow because it's not loading. Just a black void. Hang on. Heartless Shadow. Yeah, this is a better one anyway. So this is what is a pureblood Heartless. As you can see, main characteristics, gnarly limbs, black texture all over, and general, like, yellow, bright eyes with no discernible markings. It's just darkness that is manifested around a heart. And so Ansem was like, this seems dangerous. Let's keep this under control and use like the scientific method and stuff. But Xehanort pushes, and he keeps pushing. And he does things to the darkness. He experiments with it. He changes it. And what he forms is the first emblem Heartless. Which I can only assume is a soldier because it's the most basic emblem Heartless. Oh, it's because I'm looking at GIFs. Hang on. What if I just search emblem Heartless now? No, I closed it. Emblem Heartless. Okay, well, it's just showing the Heartless emblem, so that didn't work. Let's try Soldier then. So, an emblem Heartless, if I can find like an actual in-game model. This is close enough. So, they have a lot more going for them, design-wise. They have been refined. The darkness that has surrounded the heart is not natural. It has been genetically modified. Essentially, it is a GMO Heartless. They cannot form in the wild, but they are stronger and more pure than the purebloods, despite what the name may suggest. I think the difference between, like, when it comes to, like, alcohol, like, I don't know, like wine and whiskey, where, like, they're both alcohol, but one is a lot more alcohol. I think. I don't really know alcohol. I'm just trying to relate this to somebody who's not obsessed with Kingdom Hearts might understand. But basically, he creates these, and eventually something goes, quote, wrong. Definitely not on purpose. And they break out. They break out of containment and break each other out of containment. An army of Heartless suddenly escapes from their underground laboratory, and chaos just erupts. People aren't equipped to deal with this. They try to use their normal human weapons, but the normal human weapons aren't doing anything. These weapons, sure, they might help a little against the unversed, which just straight up cannot be hurt by metal or any kind of physical matter. So they may use energy blasts or like elemental weapons, But these Emblem Heartless are much stronger than the Unversed ever were. And so nobody's prepared. Everybody immediately, after finding out they can't do anything, runs in terror. And this only makes the darkness stronger. Any kind of negativity or fear or anger, anything that might arise out of such a chaotic outbreak leads to the more darkness forming, and it all of Radiant Garden falls. There are a lucky few who, just as the world is succumbing to the darkness, is escape to a different world via just sheer luck, known as Twilight Town. No, sorry, not Twilight Town. Traverse Town. That's my bad. So they escape to a world known as Traverse Town. This includes such iconic members of society such as Leon and Aerith and Cid, and just Final Fantasy characters pretty much, and then also the Dalmatians. So they escape there as Radiant Garden falls, and this becomes the first world to fall to the darkness. And at the core, everybody blames Ansem. Because if he hadn't been experimenting with the hearts, none of this would have happened. At least that's what everybody in the eyes of the public sees. Nobody knows that Xehanort led a coup. Nobody knows that these guys agreed to the secret experimentation. As far as the public is aware, Ansem was the face of all the research going on in that lab, and therefore the fall of Radiant Garden. And so Radiant Garden eventually, as the last people manage to escape, there is not enough for it to be sustained as a world within the realm of darkness. So the Heartless evacuate. They go to every other world that is crumbling off of Radiant Garden and infest every heart and every world's heart with at least some modicum of darkness. And the now abandoned Radiant Garden becomes Hollow Bastion. An abandoned, decrepit place. Now, really? I ran out of storage? What, the file size got too big? What if I shrink down Traverse Town? Will that help? All that remains is a castle surrounded by a moat, now plastered with the emblem of the Heartless. And the place is in ruins. The Heartless took its major toll on Hollow Bastion, and nothing will ever be the same. Fine, you're just gonna have to imagine it then. I'll pull up the image search for you whenever I need to show an image, but I guess this is all we're getting for now. Actually, I might be able to get the paid version eventually, so we might just call it here. Kingdom Hearts lore map. Okay, we've been going for 2 hours and 10 minutes. That's a lot for me to just be dumping Kingdom Hearts lore on you.
So let me wrap up the stream then. Why does the music sometimes just stop? I just noticed that again. It's just been silence this whole time. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed Luna Storytime. I certainly enjoyed it. I will now see who's streaming. Uruz is playing Little Nightmares 2, so that's pretty fun. If you enjoyed this lore breakdown and want to discuss more Kingdom Hearts lore with me, link to the community Discord is right above my head as always, and right down the link in the description. If you are watching the VOD and like the VOD, feel free to hit subscribe or follow the link right there if you are here right now. Additionally, if you liked the stream or the VOD, feel free to check out the Discord and the Twitch channel where this is being streamed right now. The link is down in the description, or you can hit the follow button and feel free to be notified. If you really liked it and you want to see more of this, you're gonna have to support me on Patreon then, because I cannot afford a paid subscription to lucid.app to keep doing this, because I ran out of storage space. But if enough people join the Patreon, I will say 10, like right now I will say it, if I get to 10 patrons, I will do another Kingdom Hearts lore. I don't know if that's a threat or a promise, but it is definitely the truth. Link is right above my head and down in the description. Patrons get notified at the start of the very stream. They get access to exclusive Discord channels, early access versions of any game I'm programming, and highlighted videos 7 days early, as well as just helping me improve the channel in general. So that's pretty good. Like, you get to be one of the OGs. You will get here on the ground floor besides 0 patrons right now. But yeah, I tried to keep this pretty entertaining, despite how wacky Kingdom Hearts lore is. So I hope you enjoyed it, and let's raid Uruz. But yeah, I hope you stay minty. Hope you had a good time. Hope you're not too mad at me for my lore takes, and have fun. Bye-bye. Peace out.
Yo, Roho. Oh, hey, Mining. Thanks for the raid. How you doing? Am I gonna... Can I, like, climb down this rope? No. How you doing today, Mining? So what do I gotta do here? I already tried... Oh, well. Oh, I survived it. That's fine. Good. How was stream? How are you streaming? I didn't get to actually watch it because, I was out today. I only just got home. Streaming breaking down the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts lore. As far as the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1 deck. Oh, well, I should have saw that coming. Oops. Bird! Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to turn it. I mean, that's definitely plenty of content. I don't know. I played through Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I honestly couldn't tell you much besides the basic story. Most of Kingdom Hearts takes place before Kingdom Hearts, so I feel like, yeah, that's definitely good. I've heard it's been one of those things. never really delved into. Like, I loved the games. I have a stick now. Okay. Just smack. That was awesome. I mean, hey, if you're into it, you're into it, so. Let me grab the stick again. Thwack. There we go. That worked out. Okay, so avoid the gap, because there's probably another trap there. Avoid...
Oh, shoot, I'm still streaming.